Hey guys, it's movie time. I'm Sean. Alright, so this week Neill Blomkamp, the director of District 9, had an interview where he spoke about the Halo movie, the one from the past where he was supposed to direct with Peter Jackson of Lord of the Rings fame producing it. He spoke on it saying that he still would love to direct and create a Halo movie if he had full control over it. He goes on to say that it's tough to do a movie like Halo where it's an intellectual property but you have 100, 200 people giving all their opinions on how to create it when it's also your opinion versus theirs when you're the one trying to make the movie. It's really tough because you have a studio pushing you one way, you have your view of it, you have the creators of Microsoft pushing you another way. It's really tough. But he says he would still be interested in doing it if he could have control over it and make his own decisions regarding it. The new trailer for Neill Blomkamp's upcoming movie Elysium just released as well. Check it out in the description down below. It looks fantastic. With District 9, it was a beautiful movie. It was a well-made, beautiful sci-fi movie, one of the better ones of the last generation, the last 10 years, give or take. And this one looks to be just as good from the trailer. It looks to be really eye-popping. The visuals on it look amazing. And the story is just, it looks intriguing to me, very much so. Also, some good news for you Marvel fans. Captain America, the Winter Soldier started filming as well. They also announced some characters that were added to the mix. Robert Redford is the big name right there. Robert Redford is going to be playing Alexander Pierce. He was actually the contact in the comic books between Tony Stark and S.H.I.E.L.D. What does this say about the state of comic book films, that the quality of an actor of Robert Redford would actually join into a comic book movie? To me it says a lot. It says that comic book movies are not just these fad movies anymore, just this one type of movie with no direction. They do have heart now, they do have the action, they have the comedy. You have multiple facets to every comic book movie nowadays, and to actually have a successful comic book movie that's thought of well as not just box office good, it's thought of in a good light, is you got to have good actors and you got to have good story. Robert Redford only heightens this whole Captain America movie for me. I can't wait to see it when it comes out next year. Also about the Marvel news, there were some pictures released, some stills, some concept art, some things like that. But the only way to get it is if you bought the Phase 1 collection, which came in a briefcase with the cube, with the Cosmic Cube, the Tesseract. And it came with all the movies, it came with some hidden files. If you're able to figure that out, it was giving you links or a code to find all this concept art and footage or photos from the upcoming movies, Captain America, Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Ant-Man. So that actually really excites me as well because it gives you an idea of what's going on, especially the Ant-Man stuff. If you're able to get a chance to check out the Ant-Man stuff, it looks amazing. Also this week, more Marvel news for you guys. Iron Man 3 tickets just went on sale. This makes me really excited because now I can go buy my tickets for IMAX 3D. I am definitely one of those guys that wants to see these bigger budget, bigger high-flying CGI movies on the IMAX screen because of the sound and the quality of the screen. They project in a better quality than at your normal theater, and the sound is better. It's almost like a Blu-ray versus a DVD player is what I usually relate it to. With the Blu-ray, you get more space on the disc, you can put more visuals and put more quality sound on there compared to a DVD when it's smaller. I'm definitely excited for this. I'm going to buy mine as soon as possible. Opening weekend is May 3rd, so I'm excited for this. Let me know if you guys are as well. Alright, enough of Marvel news, guys. Now for Fast and Furious news. About a week or so ago, Justin Lin said he wasn't going to be able to direct Fast and Furious 7 because they were trying to push it to start filming this summer. He said that he doesn't want to do it if he's going to feel rushy. It won't be his best work, which I respect the man for deciding that and making that decision because we want a quality movie, because the last couple movies have gotten even better from what they used to be, and we want that to continue because they do plan on keep on pumping these suckers out. If they're going to do that, I mean, I want them to be quality movies. As much as I want Justin Lin to be there to direct it, if he doesn't feel that he's going to be able to do a good job, I say hand the reins over to someone else. They were able to find the guy to take over and direct the next movie. He did The Conjurer, Insidious. His name is James Wan. So he said that he wants to take a break from horror and he's focusing on action and sci-fi over his next few movies. Hopefully this will be enough of a taste for him to really sink his teeth in and go gung-ho for this series, the Fast and Furious series. I really think we need more car races, more car scenes, because those come few and far between nowadays, it seems, in action movies. Most of it's things blowing up, CGI. I like what the Fast and Furious movies have been doing lately with a lot of practical effects, or at least what seems like practical effects, with cars running over things, destroying buildings with a safe, things of that nature. I really enjoy that, and I'm hoping this Juan can actually bring that out of the series and pump it up a notch. A little bit of sad news. Roger Ebert died at the age of 70 this last week. My heart really goes out to him. I did not agree with him on every one of his reviews, but I know that he pushed the movie review, movie critic, they pushed that so far. He made it into a job, a living for a lot of people out there that love movies. Now they're able to do what they've always loved because he was able to put it on that platform for everybody else. So God bless him and his family, and we'll miss him. Welcome to Movie of the Week, guys. This week's Movie of the Week was Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. It took me a minute to watch these, and I gotta say it brought back a lot of memories for me. I don't remember the first Evil Dead so much as I remember Evil Dead and Evil 2. And as I stated last week in the video, I remember a comical side of these, and that just brought back those memories of when I remember the comedy side of Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. The first Evil Dead was like it was trying to go for that horror angle, but it was a low budget one, obviously, and it seems, and I'm pretty sure it was at the beginning of a lot of those actors' careers, and it might have been one of the first movies they've ever done, because there was a lot of overacting and just plain not being able to convey what they were feeling. The special effects, for being what they were back then, they were actually pretty decent. I liked it. I liked it very much so. The corniness is it's almost to the point where you like the corniness. There's a lot of sayings in the horror genre when a bad movie can be a good movie. I don't think Evil Dead 1, 2, or Army of Darkness are bad movies by any means, but I think that it was so corny that it made it good for me, I guess you could say. I really enjoyed the first one. Now, for some reason, I remember people always telling me that Evil Dead 2 was just a remake of the first one. And so when I watched it and I was reminded of everything that I saw when I was a kid, I said to myself, this is not a remake. What they do in Evil Dead 2 is they shorten up the first movie into about a 10-minute little span. They cut out a lot of the excess stuff. They just do the guy, Ash and his girlfriend, and they go from there, and that's when, in the first one, when he gets possessed, they go from that point on. So in the second Evil Dead, it's pretty much him and some people that are coming to the house because that was their father's house. He was a studier of the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead. So it mainly involves Ash with these people coming into the fold. I definitely like this one a little bit more than the first one because of the comical side to it. It seems that Sam Raimi has to have a dancing scene in a lot of his movies. Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire and Peter Parker dancing on the piano, as well as the dead girlfriend picking up her head and dancing around with the tree. I definitely like this one a lot. I'm not going to say it's my favorite horror movie of all time, but I definitely liked it a lot more than the first one. But they both are two different movies. If you want to go for the more horror side, go for Evil Dead 1. If you want horror and comedy, go for Evil Dead 2. Army of Darkness is where I felt the two movies fall off, but it is the one I remembered the most out of the three. This one is more comedy, picking up from the end of Evil Dead 2, where he gets transported back to about 1300. There were some inconsistencies because at the end of Evil Dead 2, he kills the creature and everybody kind of cheers for him. And then at the start of Army of Darkness, he's looked at as this bad demon, etc., etc., and he's in chains. So to me, it's kind of like, I wonder what happened there with the inconsistencies. Why couldn't they have something to cause it to get that, to go that direction instead of just straight up starting from that direction? I didn't understand that part about it, but as the movie goes on, there's a lot of comical parts in it. They aren't super funny as in like it's a straight up comedy, but they were horror comedy funny. I definitely like it. The whole war scene where they're charging the castle, everything from there. I remember the part the most from when I was a kid was when he's down in the pit fighting against the I guess the other creatures down there, and I remember that part the best. The creature gets squashed. It's really cool. I remember the other part that I remember the best is actually the end of the movie when he's back at the supermarket. Up until I watched these last week, I couldn't remember what movie that was from. I was like, I remember the movies being about comedy, and I remember him working in the supermarket and shooting a demon up, and that's where it was from. Overall, guys, I definitely recommend you pick up all three and watch all three. They're definitely good staples of the horror genre and the horror comedy genre. They are definitely worth your time, and especially that way you can show some respect to the past creators of horror compared to the new creators of horror in the new Evil Dead movie, which was given its blessing by Raimi and Bruce Campbell. So those are our movie of the week, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think our movie of the week should be for next week. Comedy, drama, action. Let me know what you guys think. Old, new, whatever you guys think of. I definitely appreciate your comments and ideas. Remember to hit the like, share, subscribe buttons down below, and let's keep this conversation going, guys. I'll see you next week.